Oh boy, oh boy, it's time to see what the Demion says about Ghost of Yotei. You know, I'm doing him a favor. All right, I'll give him a like on this video. I'm not gonna be fucking rude. I'm not, but let's see what his takes are, and let's discuss it.
Ghost of Yotei has me conflicted, and I'm sure many would agree that the game has a walking time bomb attached to it at the center of this game's marketing, being its lead actor, Erika Ishii. Now, before I delve into everything I want to say, and how the industry is changing, I think for the better personally, remember that I'm not attacking this woman. I just want to explore what's going on in the industry here, and whether what's happening is a good or bad thing for the future. Obviously, as you all know, Sony is set to release Ghost of Yotei this fall. It's being pushed as one of the big PlayStation exclusive releases of 2025.
It's like the only PlayStation exclusive release of 2025. That's like, they had their showcase. The one game that you wanted to see, which was this, wasn't fucking there. It's like the only one worth a shit.
Although the hype surrounding the game has been very muted, at least from what I can tell online.
No, it hasn't. But whatever.
It come down to a few things, mostly that people really wanted a sequel to Tsushima, myself included, and the annoying responses from others saying that Jin's story is over is kind of ridiculous when that first game hinted at the much larger Mongol invasion coming inland, which would have made for an awesome sequel.
Well, they could still make a sequel because this is Ghost of Yotei, not Ghost of Tsushima, which leaves the door wide open for there to still be a sequel. There could be an actual sequel, not just a sequel in the Ghost series. This game is as much of a sequel as GTA 5 is to GTA 6. Outside of the name, fucking not.
But what I personally believe, unfortunately, is that Ghost of Tsushima, like Assassin's Creed and many other franchises have, they've all faced is that they have all been victims of this activism and the change in leadership.
No, I don't even think that's the case at all.
Over the past decade and then some. We saw this with Dragon Age, which funnily...
The game looked like shit to begin with. Please stop using Dragon Age as a fucking response. This game looked bad to begin with. You just didn't accept the fact this game was gonna be bad. And then when you played it, you realize, oh, this game actually is bad. It looked bad from the start. It didn't look good from the start. The game did not look good.
Enough, Erika Ishii voiced the female Rook version in Vilgard as well. A game that...
Who cares? This chick is fucking... I'm pretty sure she's done a lot of character voices. That's like her thing, right?
That historically mega flopped so badly that Electronic Arts gave it away for free via PlayStation Plus, not even...
That's not really a good talking point. You know how many games get given away for free on PlayStation Plus? A lot.
6 months after its official release, and even then, people barely redeemed the game.
Like the game, if you take out the activism, this game doesn't even look good. Are we really going to say this game was going to do well? This game looked bad. It wasn't even what people wanted. The game didn't look good. You could take out all the slop that you're complaining about, and it still would have sucked.
Game because nobody wanted to play it. And we're seeing this rise and fall in diversity-led storylines, which has...
You're just saying diversity because they picked a fucking female, bro. Legitimately. You are saying diversity because they picked a fucking girl.
Me wondering if people are...
Not to mention, if you played the first game, she fits being a ghost more than Jin does because he is conflicted about honor the entire fucking time. The entire time he is conflicted about honor.
Just done with these sorts of games entirely. What actually sparked this video idea for me was not...
What sparked it was because it's a hot button topic in gaming and that's all you fucking do. Let's be completely honest. What the fuck?
Actually Ghost of Yotei first, but an article from thegamer.com from the beginning of July. That article is titled, Storylines Have Been Cut, Baldur's Gate 3 Actor Warns That Diversity is Being Removed from Some Games. To sum it up for you, the gamer spoke to one of the voice actors from Baldur's Gate 3. That voice actor interviewed, by the way, was Samantha Barrett or Burt. Anyway, they voiced Karlach in BG3. Also, if you enjoyed the video, Consider liking it and commenting since YouTube's new algorithm is changing how the site recommends content, so I would appreciate it. Thank you. But anyway, this is how the
I'm not going to now. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to comment, though. But I've already liked it, so. Unless you really dislike it, you should like it.
Gamer opens up their article. Ever since Donald Trump's win in the 2020
Why are both sides so fucking stupid?
24 US presidential election, companies and their executives were quick to try and curry favor with the president. This included ditching DEI initiatives and policies, which even more companies later joined them on, following an anti-DEI executive order from Trump. While many of these initiatives were strictly about hiring practices, the sentiment behind this shift in policy was felt everywhere, with the rise in racist, transphobic, and other bigoted laws and attitudes across the United States and beyond. Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. Mental illness, mental illness, mental illness. No one gives a fuck. The only thing he's going to get right now in this entire video is this shit right here. No one fucking cares. You want to know why you have so many people fucking being istinphobes? Because you're shoving this shit down their fucking throat. Go back to just being a fucking person. I don't give a fuck how you live your life. No one really does. If they do, they got more issues than you fucking do.
As you can tell, this article is very much so in favor of diversity than being against it. However,
there's nothing wrong with actual diversity. Forced diversity is an issue. Forced. There's no real problem with diversity.
The argument I would make, and why Ghost of Yotei is so relevant to this overall discussion, is that what we're witnessing is
because there's a girl.
Actually the death cries of a movement that has largely been abandoned already.
It's because you have to play as a girl.
It's no real secret to say that Erika Ishii, who plays Atsu in
You care so much about this woman's politics, and it's the fact that she's a girl.
Yotei is pro-diversity and all that sort of stuff.
It doesn't make it pro-diversity. You don't know the story of the game.
The actor apparently goes by all pronouns despite being clearly a woman themselves, and Ishii also blocks anyone who disagrees with her, even if you haven't interacted with her directly. Like, for example, I'm blocked by her on Twitter.
Why the fuck would she want to interact with you? Why the fuck would she want to interact with you? Like, legitimately. I'm not, like, I should be blocked because I fucking go into these people all the time, but I'm also more charitable. I pick and choose when I get upset about shit, but of course she's gonna fucking block you. Your entire persona on YouTube is making videos like this.
Despite not even knowing that she existed until Yotei got announced myself. So then
why are you so enraged by her politics?
Inability on the behalf of people like Ishii to not even want to discuss the state of games or...
But you guys don't want to discuss the state of games because you don't even fucking actually engage in discourse. The majority of your followers just parrot stupid talking points. And you fucking try to call them out on it? They fall apart and revert back to, like... It's like they just got rebooted. They just go back to... Game woke. Game bad. Okay, Tonto, calm down.
Opposing opinions is a big reason why we are where we are right now.
You guys don't like opposing opinions either. Neither you nor that side like opposing opinions. Neither of you do. Stop acting like you do. You don't give a fuck either. You don't want to hear the other side.
A supposed movement that is apparently so forward-thinking and open to diversity, they really are a pretty, close-minded bunch of people who refuse.
So is your side. Legitimately. You and your fucking opposition are literally one and the same.
Used to actually, allow real diversity to flourish in their spaces. Instead, the diversity that is allowed is usually just skin deep at best, with things like skin color or how you present yourself mattering more. But
what does that have to do with Yotei?
Ironically, what's in your head, how you think and perceive things, which in my opinion is arguably far more important to pretty much anything than how you look, is oftentimes looked down upon by this same kind of a group. And they're usually segregated or blocked if you don't align 100% with their ideas of these sorts of types of people, which is ironic, of course, because
pot, meat, kettle. You guys literally do the same shit. Me being someone in the center of it, who looks at both fucking sides, will constantly get called, well, you don't have a real stake in this. You can't pick a side. You're indecisive. No, motherfucker. I can actually, like, look at this shit through the lens of being a normal fucking human being and go, okay, yeah, that's fucking stupid. Or, you know what the fuck are they complaining about? You guys, however, can't because you do the same shit as the other fucking side.
How can you be a champion of diversity when you so evidently hate and block people without even giving them a chance to speak to you? It instead...
Because you weren't going to speak to her. You're just going to make fucking hit pieces on her. Be realistic. Be honest.
Makes this community of people, like Erika Ishii, seem conceited and honestly narrow-minded, which they'd probably laugh at, but unfortunately...
I mean, it's laughable that you are actually saying this shit because you constantly post narrow-minded shit online. You do the same shit they do, but go on.
It is how they're perceived. But the fact that the industry is allegedly removing diverse storylines is not really surprising, because even when places like America had so-called progressive leadership in Joe Biden, who was...
God damn it. No one actually thinks he was the fucking leader, my guy.
Let's be honest, barely awake or aware of his own presidency, the fake push of these so-called important diversity stories were still met with major backlash. And once things like USAID was abolished for many of these initiatives...
You are not even talking about the fucking game. You were going on about political shit that has nothing to do with this fucking game because you don't have an argument.
Suspiciously tied to these types and their belief systems, suddenly...
Because the voice actor of said game has these policies, or has these politics. No one fucking cares if it doesn't affect the story.
Over...
And a revenge story about killing 6 dudes who murdered your family doesn't really align with DEI.
Multiple institutions that were seemingly bulletproof no matter how poorly their products sold or did just crumbled overnight, revealing that USAID in a bombshell report from earlier this year was responsible for keeping all of these so-called diverse programs open by funneling American taxpayer money without the citizens knowing where their money was even going in the first place. And before people say that I'm lying, well, here's the official White House website detailing some of the things paid by USAID from American taxpayer money. Stuff like LGBT sex changes.
Doesn't have anything to do with the game.
Transgender operas, trans children books, and
has nothing to do with the game.
Much more.
Get to the point where it has to do with gaming.
So it's really no coincidence that the drop in diversity-led stories in video...
You're pointing out things that have zero to do with this game and or gaming. Nothing to do with it. Zero.
Games or...
Get to the topic.
Correlating with the seizure of USAID's uncounted mass spreading of...
Nothing to do with the game. Transgender. All this shit is fucking retarded. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to go to this website and realize all this shit is fucking retarded. But none of this shit has anything to do with this game. None of it.
The funds, if you ask me. It seems less like the...
Literally none of that shit. You have no point there. No point. We can both agree all that shit is fucking retarded, but you had no point there.
Game industry is removing diversity-led stories, and more like their background investors evaporated overnight once the presidency changed, meaning that they simply did not have the money, or really the protection, to make such stories anymore. Which may make you think then, well, why can't they exist regardless of USAID helping them? The truth, which they're finding out quickly, is that the problem with diversity-led storylines is that they are painfully generic, constantly starring insufferable...
Are you describing your content?
Almost borderline villain-like main characters and clear agendas that people are obviously tired of. So...
Yes, revenge stories are the fucking worst. I hate it when we do a classic revenge story. I'm so tired of that shit. Jesus Christ.
Why is Ghost of Yotei coming out then still? The easy...
Because it doesn't fall into that category, you fucking mental midget.
Answer is that the game was too far into development to just not release at this point. The game...
You don't know the fucking story. This has zero to do with anything. You are making a slop fucking video because you have zero fucking point. You just pointed out a bunch of shit that had nothing to do with gaming, and you're like, why is this game still coming out? You don't know the fucking plot. Outside of it's a revenge story where she's gonna go after 6 dudes who fucking murdered her fucking family. That is so woke, so progressive. Oh my god. I can see it now. I bet they're all trans too. Every single one of them. They're all fucking trans. All of them. They're not.
The game's entire pitch was very obviously made during the 2020 to now period of time. The exact same time frame.
You know the problem with this train of thought is that no matter what they put out, unless the female is beyond fuckable, the game with a female pro tag is going to be seen as DEI or woke. Every time. Every fucking time. There's nothing in this that even suggests that outside of the person who is the character model and English voice actor having politics you don't like. But there's nothing in this story that leads to DEI and or woke. The left can't champion this shit, and you can't push against it without going, well, the U.S. government was giving money for Saudi Arabian Sesame Street while they counted gay cookies. Okay, what's that got to do with Yotei? It's clearly very DEI and woke. You don't have a fucking point.
Where these sorts of stories and concepts are being funded and pushed by these institutions. But now that they're crumbling, or just gone pretty much, these sorts of stories and games need to stand on their own 2 feet now. And Yotei would have done amazing, probably, had it released in like 2021 or 2022. Which, yeah, would have been impossible, I know, considering that Tsushima came out in 2020. Realistically, that could never have happened. But the timeline that it's releasing in now is a completely different one to when it was first, greenlit.
Oh God, he's so fucking retarded.
These stories and characters.
You don't know the story. You can't be tired of the story and or characters, you fucking mental midget.
Are being voiced, or in this case, also mocapped by people who evidently hate the majority of their consumer base and their belief systems.
Why do you fucking care? It wasn't that long ago that you fucking morons were going, anytime someone got canceled, and people were like, well, don't watch this because so-and-so's in it, that you were all pointing to, well, can't we just separate the art from the artist? I don't care about how fucking negative this person is. I'm still going to enjoy the stuff they put out. But now, the shoe's on the other fucking foot, and you're like, can you believe this chick is into all this weird shit? I don't fucking care. Yeah, but I don't fucking care. But I don't fucking care. She didn't write the fucking story. She's got nothing to do with the fucking narrative of the story. She just happens to be a person who sounds like plays a lot of fucking characters in gaming. Why the fuck does it matter?
You may have seen this clip of Erika Ishii showing her sword skills for Yotei, and I put that in, quotations, I guess, because they do not look impressive, or how people, online criticize how Ishii does not look, how do I put it, physically fit at all to play the main character in Yotei.
Well, it's her fucking face model. We've seen the model of the character in game. This fucking clip is so stupid. Yeah, the chick looks fucking cringe as shit. But that's not what the model of the character looks like.
And this is what makes the game a conflicting mess for me.
It doesn't, because you literally are a blind motherfucker who, obviously, you didn't watch the fucking gameplay fucking state of, with reveal, whatever the fuck it was, because Atsu doesn't look like that. Outside of her fucking face, I was like, okay, it doesn't really look like this character at all, or this person.
Personally, because playing the game, you'll know that you're controlling someone who is evidently hateful towards anyone who just does.
You are God damn it, you are such a fucking pussy, Ademion. You are such a massive soy bitch. It is pathetic.
Doesn't think like them.
Like, I'm gonna say it. Like, oh, you shouldn't say that about people. You are a fucking bitch, bro. Why is it that everyone that wanted to fight for games to be good is a massive fucking pussy? Why are you all pussies? I don't understand.
100% of the time. And I did also see people online wonder.
Like, I say that, like, I gotta, caveat and be like, okay, let me backtrack a little bit and not just be so fucking blatantly mean, but I can't help it because I fucking hate stupid people. I don't like them. You haven't made any good points, and the only thing you have said is, I don't like how this person's a big meanie. What are you, fucking 12? Brother, You're not playing Erika Ishii. You're playing a character named Atsu. You're not going around fucking up the cops. I know she would like to. That's like her thing. She fucking hates cops and shit. It's not what you're fucking doing. Calm down, soy boy.
Why Sucker Punch, who made this game by the way, chose to use Erika Ishii's face as the model for the character. Manga Lawyer, for example, on Twitter showed how Atsu's voice actor in Japan is a cute Japanese woman known for past works named Feruz Ai. I hope I said that right. And people were puzzled
Probably sounds like Feruz, but whatever. I don't know. Maybe it is I don't know.
as to why this character's face wasn't using that person over Erika Ishii's.
I don't give a fuck about the character's face. You know what the best part about the Ghost game is? Fucking mask. You can mask this bitch. You'll never fucking see it.
I think the answer is easy, which is that depending on where the
Go back.
Feruz
back.
Ai. I hope
Go
I
back.
said that right. And people were puzzled as to why this character's face wasn't using that person over Erika Ishii's. I think the answer.
Oh no, I can see her face. Ah, wait, the hat blocks half the shit. By the way, you probably know this. I mean, you played the first one, right, Edemion? In the cutscenes, you can leave the mask on. You never have to fucking look at her. But you knew that, right? You knew that. Yeah, you play games. No, you don't.
Answer is easy, which is that depending on where the game is made, the face models are based on people who live and, operate there. So Erika Ishii lives in America, Sucker Punch is American, it's all
She's also Asian, so,
Western.
It's not like I chose a white guy. There was people upset at one point over Jen. This was a thing. It was true.
So that's why. Same reason why.
Oh man, hold on, wait.
lives
Look
in
at how woke this is.
Yeah,
Look at all the wokeness just fly out of his body as she cuts his arm off. It's so woke. I can't believe all the DEI and wokeness right here. Oh, it makes me sick.
Sucker Punch is American, it's all
I can't believe an amputee. The ableism. Look at the amputee here, including this man with one arm in this game. Disgusting. Woke DEI crap.
Western, so that's why.
Moron.
Same reason why Delson and his brother look like they're actors in Infamous Second Son, also made by Sucker Punch, by the way. And the same reason why Eve in Stellar Blade is based on the likeness of a South Korean supermodel and not a model from, say, Europe or America or something. These games were all made by people from different places with different belief systems and more, so it didn't really surprise me that Sucker
Who the fuck cares?
Punch did this with Yotei. I mean, even the guy who voiced and played Jin Sakai in Tsushima had his face and voice obviously used in that game too. While I get it, personally, I'm sick of seeing voice actors' faces in video games myself.
He's also, part Japanese. You do know that, right? It's not just some random American guy. You are aware of the dude who plays fucking Jen. You do know he's Japanese, right? You do know that, right? You do know it's not just because he was in America, right? You do know it's because he's half Japanese, right? You know that, right? You knew that. You didn't know that. You would have brought that up. They didn't just use some American guy. They used a guy who is part Japanese. But, you're good faith and all. You knew that shit. You knew that.
Mostly because
He
it
didn't know
takes
that.
me out of the experience knowing that their faces are not just in one game.
Dude, he's really pressed about this lady. He really is pressed about this lady in particular. Yeah, she's bug-eyed as fuck, but he is really pressed about this lady in particular. He posts about this bitch constantly. So pressed.
But multiple other games. It just makes everything feel less unique when you
Tells you a lot about the guy.
see the same voice actor's face and their voice too, I guess, for the 10th time in a
Well, I personally didn't play this game in English. So I don't know. I didn't really have an issue with it.
video game. I would prefer unique faces, or at least how Capcom, for example, does it. Because if you don't know, Capcom, when it comes to Resident Evil or even Devil May Cry, they have a voice actor as the voice, of course, but the face model is always based on actual models from around
You don't have a good point here. You are rambling and rambling and rambling.
the world. Not just from
I would prefer if they didn't look like somebody I know. I hate that.
where they're from, but
Fuck.
the model doesn't exactly, voice the character, which is also smart to do. This at least allows Capcom's characters to not only feel unique, but distant enough where the baggage, whether it's socially or ideologically, is also removed from the equation. However, when it comes to Yotei, we now have a game starring someone who both looks and sounds like someone who is vehemently against a large portion of the world for
Has nothing to do with the narrative of the game. Again, Endymion, you don't have a point. You haven't had a point this entire video. You're 10 minutes in and you still haven't made a good point.
simply existing. Meaning that the escapism that you want from these games when you buy them is no longer escapism because you're constantly being reminded that the person that you're
Wait, let me explain how you get the escapism, okay? Go to the settings. Change the language of the voiced character, Japanese, okay? You're now in the setting with the language spoken that is Japanese. You don't have to hear her voice. But I'll see her face. You can wear a mask the entire time and hide it, even in cutscenes. Do you have any more excuses? Would you like to know how to work the settings of a video game? Are you new here? Do you play games? Or do you LARP online? I'm going to go with the latter. I don't think you do what you think you do. You make slop content while complaining about slop content. Wild.
playing as in this game is someone who hates you in real life.
Nobody cares. If you are pressed that someone in real life, quote unquote, hates you, you're a bitch. If this has affected you so much, Demion, because she doesn't like you, you're a bitch. If you're upset that somebody doesn't share your political views and it's got your panties in a fucking twist, you're a pussy. I don't make the rules. You are what you are, and you're crying like a bitch.
Because you don't agree with them on everything. This is why I'm more so just worried for Sucker Punch, but after all, they knew what they were doing with this game.
You're not worried. You're not. Quite frankly, in reality, so your friend, most fans don't know is they're just like the left. None of these quote unquote activists on the right or left actually give a shit about the things they talk about. They're not going to say it, but I will. They don't give a fuck. None of them do. Not a single one of these people actually care about the things they pretend to care about.
And how it would be accepted, they just do. I said in previous videos from sources at Sony that internally they're not really happy with this game's direction. Because honestly, a Jin Sakai sequel would have sold gangbusters had that been.
And it's still possible. Genius. Again, let's break this down Barney style for you since you seem to be slow. They could still do a Tsushima sequel. Ghost is sequel in name of Ghost only. Just like GTA is a sequel in name only. You might have some throwbacks or callbacks to the last one, but they're not really tied together. It is still possible to have a sequel to Ghost. Unless they do like they did with some of their other games and just fucking leave them to rot.
The plan all along for 2025. A solid male main character driven.
You can only play as females if they're hot and you get to play dress up with them. I don't want to play as a girl unless I can put her in a bikini. Otherwise, it has to be a guy. Unless I get to play dress up with my video game characters. No girls. Stop it. I want to put her in a bikini and make her look pretty.
Game is what
You guys sound so fucking gay, by the way.
a lot of players want.
You can't have girls unless you get to play dress up, people. Remember that. Unless you get to play with your dollies in video games, you can't have girls. No girls allowed. No girl characters unless you get to play with your dollies. Remember this. These dudes are upset. Can't play with their dollies in their video games. Gay.
On right now. And all the games that have been doing the best over the past year and then some have largely starred male characters. It's like a return to form for what people want.
Why'd Stellar Blade sell so well? Well, it's because she was a hot female character. And brother, if the gameplay wasn't good, I wasn't going to sell. Let's be real.
these days. And when they do put female characters in it and the games still sell well, they're usually very attractive as well, and gee, I wonder why.
The gameplay was also good. There's no hope in hell that this game would have done shit if it played like shit. And you fucking know it. If this game played like shit, it was not going to sell. The game still needs to be functionally good. That's why sometimes games come out and they don't have the best looking graphics or the best looking characters, but they're fucking good. The game needs to be good. I don't care about Gunnar Blade. I don't care. I didn't fucking play it. I don't generally want to play dress up with my fucking dollies.
But regardless, the industry from a Western perspective, they just refuse to learn, and it's why time and again places like China and more will just continue to dominate the industry. A good example of an imminent release is Wu Chang Fallen Feather.
We don't even know if the game's going to be fun to play or if the game's going to be good. Also, it's a Souls-like, so I'm not going to compare the two.
This game comes out very soon as this video goes
And I'm going to buy that too.
live anyways. I can also confirm that I am playing this game already myself. I got sent a code for it on PS5 like a week back. I can't
Well then, lucky you, and I take my statement back.
say much about how I feel about the game, obviously,
Actually, you could say how you feel about it without giving anything away. You could say whether or not you think it's good.
because of embargo, but I will say this at least. Hopefully the publisher doesn't get mad. But I think the game is good. It's completely devoid of
Publishers aren't going to get mad at you for saying the game's good.
any pandering or nonsense, and it feels like an old school game.
We don't know, Anemion, if there's any pandering or nonsense in Yotei. All you said is, I don't like politics of main character. I'm sorry, voice actor of main character. That's all you said. So we don't know. But continue.
With all the new bells and whistles graphically and whatnot that you would expect from games these days. What I'm saying is that Wu Chang Fallen Feathers will likely be a next, big mega hit from China pretty much. And as Alania Analytics says, which is a website all about tracking
That website is dog shit.
the performances of video games they believe is seen here in June 2025, that Wu Chang Fallen Feathers has the potential to be the next $100 million plus success story from China when it releases this July. Alania also states here that about 60% of wish lists on Steam alone come from players who played and bought Black Myth Wukong already.
And what the fuck's that got to do with anything?
Which was obviously one of the more successful game releases in years, and that's putting it lightly.
And you played as a monkey. Man. Monkey man? I mean, he's technically just a monkey, right?
Also state that Wukong's player base exploded due to its ties to China with specifically Chinese-born players. And
Well, yeah, because how many games have they got to put out ever?
Wu Chang is similarly positioned as well, with it being a similar Souls-like experience too. And is
It has zero to do with anything.
seen here, Wu Chang's DNA connection to other Souls-likes like AI Limit, Sekiro, and more mean that same kind of crowd who buys these sorts of games are also eagerly anticipating it too. And that
This has nothing to do with this video, by the way.
the Souls-like genre in general, according to Alania's findings, makes roughly $50 million on average a month combined from
This has zero to do with the premise of your video. Why is this even in here?
all the game sales within that subgenre alone, which I didn't know about that. And then, of course, once you factor in stuff like Elden Ring and Wukong, they have caused that spending to reach somewhere near $100 million monthly, if you can believe it. And with where this subgenre is going with this trend, that it could reach upwards of $150 to even $200 million a month. Here's a handy graph that they made to show how this growth has exploded over time, and why I brought up Wu Chang amidst Yotei is also because, as you've probably noticed from the gameplay on screen, which is not mine by the way, so the publisher doesn't kill me or
Because it's fucking B-roll, motherfucker. Everyone's seen this gameplay.
something. This is, official footage that they have released themselves. The main character of Wu Chang is obviously an attractive and
Has zero to do. Jesus Christ, bro. You are so fucking smooth-brained. I hate my life. I hate how stupid you are.
athletic, slim woman, almost supermodel looking Chinese lady. She's pretty much the antithesis of Western design, pretty much, which will
You are pointing out a Chinese Souls-like set in a fucking fantasy Like, it's not even set in a realistic time period where you fight demons and monsters and other shit. It fits. If you're going for a game that may not be historic or realistic, but still wants to call back heavily to the time period, the character for the other game makes sense. Your point here is fucking stupid.
Also help the game sell because unlike the West, the East does value beauty in their characters still. Even
Stellar Blade. I knew this was coming. I didn't watch this. I just knew this was coming. Again, you know what? What's he going to say?
Stellar Blade, a South Korean game, sold well over 1 million copies recently on Steam alone when it hit PC this year. Yet routinely, the West is failing itself unless they release games with strong male character leads in them, like Space Marine 2, for example, which has broken over 7...
I don't understand how you can make such a long video and not make a single valid point. I don't get it. Stellar Blade, again, it can make sense. You're fighting fucking aliens as a goddamn robot. And, like, I don't even know if that's... Is it even Earth? I don't know. I didn't play the fucking game. But it makes sense in the concept, in the fucking... When it comes to that, it makes sense when it comes to that game. It makes sense. Weird-ass sci-fi setting. Fighting weird-ass fucking monsters. Who gives a shit what the character looks like? She doesn't need to fit a setting. She doesn't need to fit a time period. It doesn't fucking matter. Space Marine? Motherfucker. Space Marine? It's Warhammer, bitch. You can't fuck that up. You have not made a single valid fucking point. Just go, oh, girl not pretty. She's set in feudal fucking Japan. She shouldn't look like a goddamn supermodel, you fucking mental midget.
Million units sold since late last year, which is why it's extra puzzling knowing that Sony, a Japanese company, is instead allowing their franchises to be sabotaged.
Does Jin look like the typical dude? Does he look like the Giga Chad that you want to play in every game? No, he just looks like a normal Japanese dude. In feudal Japan.
Activists like this when they're...
Does the old lady that he's helping, or the girl that helps him throughout the game, do they meet general beauty standards? No. Because even though the game has, I know, work with me here, fictional characters, they're not real people. You know that, right? These aren't real. Even though they're fictional characters, they are set heavily in a specific time period. None of your beauty standards would have fit in that specific time period. None of them. You don't have an argument.
The competition around them in China and South Korea are just bodying their own games with releases that are devoid of the very ideologies that are clearly holding people like Sony back. And it's
not holding them back. They're literally just sticking to a specific time period, although the game is not set in reality. Sticking to a historic time period and what the people would have looked like and dressed like back then makes sense. I'm sorry. You don't get to play dress up in every fucking game.
Doesn't help when Sony is allowing their tentpole franchises to be led with actors who say things like this, for example, in 20...
And then you go back to the fucking politics. Jesus Christ, dude. Stop talking in circles.
2020, when Eric Ishii said, abolish the police. It is
Who gives a flying fuck if this bitch wants to abolish the police? Is it a stupid fucking take? Yes. Is she the writer for the game? Does she have any input into how this game is being made? No. Again, what happened to you people, and you motherfuckers did say this, separate the art from the artist. It only applies when it's your fucking side. But now that it's their side, you're fucking sewing out like they did.
Conscionable to allow this racist institution that terrorizes the citizens they are sworn to protect abolish the police.
Again, retarded fucking take. She has a retarded take. I don't agree with it. I also don't give a fuck about this lady. She doesn't affect my life.
Yes, she actually said that, and the thing that...
Oh no, she said a bad thing.
Erica needs less of right now is law and order. Or, for example, as seen here, where she immediately equates to anyone being a conservative or Trump supporter to mean that they're xenophobic or racist.
Okay. Okay. Oh no. The reality is, she wouldn't fucking do it. Were you pressed by this, bro? You're not even fucking American. Why do you fucking care?
This is what I mean.
Like, what the fuck? Why does this bother you, bro? Don't you live in, like, fucking Canada? The fuck? Oh no, she doesn't like Trump supporters. Who fucking cares, bro? God damn.
This is why I keep saying in my videos that social media was a mistake, because we don't need to know.
Oh, I know it was, because you've got reach now. Oh, it's apparent that both you and this moron were a mistake.
Everyone's opinions. And if you are a part of something where people...
Oh, God, look how woke this is. She just cut that guy. What the fuck? All the wokeness is bleeding out of him.
Can boycott you, yeah, it's even worse. Because now what she's saying is anyone who doesn't think like her is the devil, basically, and it shows the sheer hubris that, still believing that the things that she makes or is a part of can survive without the majority...
It can, because she's not making the game, you fucking idiot.
...support is exactly why I'm telling you that Ghost of Yotei is a walking time bomb.
It's not a walking time bomb. You want it to be a walking time bomb. You need it to be a walking time bomb because you need to be able to make fucking content off this. You need it to be a certain way.
Because it is.
It's not.
These sorts of statements...
It only is if you're one of the new fucking soy right boys. Like, motherfuckers on the right have become... you're not even fucking right, bro. You're just a bunch of fucking dudes who LARP online about being one way when you're a bunch of massive fucking pussies. You were so, like, you guys are so comparable to your counterparts that I can't tell you apart anymore. I can't tell you apart anymore. You cry just as much as a fucking quote-unquote leftist cries. You guys are massive pussies.
Statements have killed much smaller or medium-sized games already, even bigger ones too. Entire studios have been gutted like BioWare, who worked with Erica on Veilguard already. And
the game was objectively bad. The game was going to be bad. Before that story ever got fucking revealed and the dialogue ever got revealed, that game looked bad. Even people who were excited for a Dragon Age game, people who enjoyed Dragon Age, watch the gameplay trailer, watch the fucking the original trailer cinematic and go, this doesn't look promising. Sometimes games are just fucking bad.
Should know that saying these things is just going to cause severe damage, but frankly, I don't really think that Erica cares either way. Cause
she shouldn't. If you're that pressed by what she says, that says more about you than it does her.
Like with Veilguard, let's say that Yotei fails financially, I don't know.
It won't.
I'm not going to claim that it is, because it's too early to tell so far, but for the sake of argument...
Yeah, you're here making this video, calling the game a ticking time bomb.
Let's say if history repeats itself here, what happens?
By the way, if this game wasn't like anywhere along the spectrum of things that was quote unquote woke, you wouldn't even be making a video about it right now. You wouldn't be on your radar.
Then Sucker Punch would get destroyed pretty much because they decided to pin their whole game on the ideologies and beliefs of a woman.
She doesn't have anything to do with making the game.
Who is completely cooked when it comes to seeing people as anything but the enemy if they don't agree with her opinions 100%.
You have the same opinions
...of the time. More than ever, people, especially in video games, are aware of how poisonous activism can be due to how much damage they've caused already. It's almost as if to people...
The only thing I would give you this entire video is if that she had anything to do with making this game. She's on the fucking dev floor. She's with them making it. Maybe you got a point. Fact is, she's not. And you don't have a fucking point. For the last 16 minutes, you haven't had a fucking point. Maybe you'll find one within the next 5 minutes of your video. Maybe you'll find a good point. I highly doubt it.
People like this, it doesn't matter if the product is commercially viable to them. All that matters is that it exists. And Erica really wouldn't care either way because...
fucking wolf, bro. So woke.
Whether you buy Yotei or not, she's already been paid for her work on it. Like the activists at those companies that are paid to ruin your favorite franchises in the years past, whether the things they work on do well or not doesn't really matter to them because they got their bag already. So while you have these activist-driven games still coming out, it's very obvious that the East is going to keep eating their competition because they're doing none of that. After all, look at this graph here showing how other Souls-like sold and did prior
This game is not a fucking Souls-like, you idiot.
versus their release. As you can see, Wu Chang, according to Alinea Analytics, is currently over.
This graph has zero to do with this this game is not a Souls-like. Why do you keep bringing this up? Are you fucking retarded?
Performing from a pre-order standpoint at a much higher rate than other games of the same genre within the same time. This could mean that Wu Chang potentially explodes when it actually releases.
I hope Wu Chang comes out and does well. It looks good. The gameplay looks fun. But Wu Chang and Ghost are not the same kind of game. This point is fucking stupid.
What I do hope
there's still time to redeem yourself. Come on, you got time.
More for is games that release cheaper as well.
Newsflash, he's not going to.
Which apparently Wu Chang is also doing. It's not a fully priced game. But I mean, what are we supposed to do when the alternative to these sorts of games are instead stuff like Ghost of Yotei?
They are not the same genre, my guy. Jesus Christ, you were fucking stupid.
Where they're led by these activists who don't want your business unless you ideologically align with them 100% of the time. It's like they're going out of their way to ruin the games that they work on, and it's incredible that Sony...
Well, Wu Chang's coming out, it's a Souls-like. Oh, I was unaware that Ghost was a fucking Souls-like. I must have missed that in the first one. Wait a minute. I didn't, because it's not a fucking Souls-like.
Or Sucker Punch have really, reined in this Erika Ishii at all for her opinions. Because comments like this will cost you millions. And circling back to that, the Gamer article...
No, because I hate to break it to you. Because unlike me and you, who are a subset of gaming and forever online, a lot of people don't live in these terminally online spaces. I know you'd like to think that's the case, but they don't. You're a vocal minority. Just like I can admit that I am when it comes to opposing you idiots. I'm a vocal minority. But we're not the majority. If this game looks good on paper, it is going to sell. If the trailer of this game, which did look good, looks good to the general public, it is going to sell. They're not going to go on Twitter like, oh man, I can't wait for Ghost to come out. Let's see what Erika Ishii says about stuff. Oh no. She doesn't share my opinions. Oh. They're not gonna fucking do that.
That started this all, they confirm as seen here that they too have heard that diversity or queer stories, as they put it, are being cut out of future games. And the thing is,
who cares? That game's not even fucking made for you.
That this doesn't really need to happen, but unfortunately those types got so overzealous and confident with their propaganda that it overshadowed everything else. Why do you think certain games like Marvel Rivals continue to do so?
It's free to play, it's a hero shooter, and it's more fun than fucking Overwatch. And it's Marvel. It was the easiest fucking win in the world.
Well, after all, recently, that game is going to be getting swimsuit skins added.
Oh my god, swimsuits, guys, let's goon.
You're seeing this.
I mean, Psylocke is hot. I'm not gonna get mad about that. But, okay. The fuck is this point?
Psylocke bathing suit skin on screen here. Yeah, you'd never get something like this in a Western game. It would never exist. Even Luna Snow is getting a swimsuit skin with ice high heels, her cheeks out, and even her feet are in full view
you know this guy literally broke out the Jergens for this fucking section of his video.
During the MVP screen. Yeah, these devs know what they're doing, and those skins are going to make them a hell of a lot of money, but you won't see that sort of thing in a Western game because it's considered too prude. As if it's too condescending or something in their eyes, when it's actually the opposite. Because what do you think people want more of in their games? Is it this, or is it this? You know the answer.
Well, Ademion, as you continue to not make points or video,
what do you think people want more of in their games?
Out here.
Is it this?
This is in this game.
Or is it this?
That is not in Yotei. I'm sorry, is this the collector's edition skin? Do we get to play as this version of her? Wait. This is a video of the lady doing fucking whatever the fuck she's doing with her sword. But that, right there, on screen, is not in Yotei. You've had 21 fucking minutes to make a fucking point, and you still can't fucking make a coherent point. You soy bitch.
You know the answer, even if you don't like the outcome, but at least you know what the truth is and isn't.
Oh, by the way, I want to look at this character model real quick. This character model right here. It doesn't look the person you just showed. It doesn't. They don't look the same. Outside of her face, she doesn't look anything like her character model. Oh, your narrative's falling apart. You didn't have one to begin with.
As that Baldur's Gate 3 voice actor said in the interview, without exposing developers, I know that's happening. Their storylines have been cut. They tell me historically, appeasement is a really bad thing. Although the same voice actor claims that indie games still exist for a reason for these sorts of diverse stories to be told, which is fair. However, it's obvious now that pinning hundreds of millions of dollars on the actions of activists are a disastrous outcome no matter the result.
They didn't make this game based off her decisions at all. So now you're just lying.
Gamer does try to state a win as seen here, where they claim that despite the whole Gamergate thing, that games like Baldur's Gate 3, which has LGBT options, still sold 15 million copies. But of course, they fail to admit that the reason why BG3 did what it did was because those elements they claim were not forced upon players unless they chose to see it themselves.
Are you hearing yourself right now? I want you to show me in the Ghost trailer, because that's all we have right now is in the trailer. Where have they forced her opinions on you in that game? Where? Because it seems to me you're forcing those opinions on yourself.
Baldur's Gate 3 is a smart way of going about diversity, which is that it's up to the player's choice and not the designers. Whereas with Yotei, there is no option to change Atsu's face until I guess it comes to PC and people.
That's your argument? That's your fucking argument? Well, since I guess you didn't play Ghost 1. I guess you didn't. Again, there's an option, okay? I'm pretty sure it's going to have the same options in this game because, you know, the cosmetics and the mask are a thing. If you go into your options, dipshit, because you are a dipshit, I won't be charitable. You're a fucking moron. If you go into your options, there's this option to like turn your mask on and leave it on, even in cutscenes. I know it's going to save you a lot of, you're going to feel better about yourself. Okay. There's an option. You won't have to see her face anymore. Oh, and if you don't want to hear her voice, I don't know if you can read though. That might be a problem. If you don't want to hear her voice, you can also set it to a Japanese voice with English subtitles. The reading part might be hard for you though. Seems like you don't comprehend very much.
Modded out, which I'm 100% sure Nexus mods or someone else will then ban those mods that change her face claiming that it's anti-LGBT or woman or something else probably. But in BG3's case at least, I beat that whole game and never saw anything lame or annoying in my playthrough myself. I don't necessarily have a problem with LGBT relationships in games, but when you're drowning your entire game in those ideas to the point where
Veilguard did that. We all know that. You're gonna switch.
It becomes more so the entire game's identity. Yeah, it's a problem. Basically, it's this, okay? The good way to do diversity is Baldur's Gate 3, and the bad way is Dragon Age Veilguard. Because
we got a minute left. Still haven't done it.
No matter what you did in that game, you couldn't escape its propaganda. While I have zero issues with Sucker Punch as a studio, and I think people who work there are clearly talented, and I am in no way saying people should boycott Ghost of Yotei or anything like that, we need to address the elephant in the room. And that is Erika Ishii with her very obviously damaging and politically divisive opinions.
40 seconds.
It's not my fault they hired her. They did that themselves, but now they got this multi-million-dollar AAA game coming out that, yes, looks fun to play and looks great graphically, but it's all being held together by this actor who genuinely hates the targeted audience for this sort of game. So I wonder, will that be enough to derail the whole game? I guess time will tell, but it's not a good look when your lead actor is doing what has so obviously not worked in the past for any other franchise.
Holy
Time will
fuck.
really only tell, but what do you think about all of this? Is the removal of diversity in stories a good or bad thing? Is Ghost of Yotei in trouble, or is this all just a nothing burger to you? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
It's a fucking nothing burger. You had 21 fucking minutes to make a valid point, and you didn't make one. You said nothing of substance. You're literally the fucking meme from fucking Billy Madison, where the guy just tells everybody how everything you just said made everyone in the room substantially dumber. Nothing you said was relevant. And you ended off with, this game sucked because it pushed the woke down your throat, and this game didn't because it just let you play the game and let you choose. But this lady has politics. Nothing you said was relevant to this game at all. And honestly, it was fucking stupid. But you know what, everybody? If you want to go watch his video, go watch his video. Leave him a comment. I say everybody, but it's like me and like 2 other people. But it's not the fucking point. I want to keep watching stuff like this to fucking point out the flaws in their stupid fucking logic. Because it is stupid fucking logic. And I'm going to do the same if someone makes a fucking video going the other goddamn way. Because they're fucking stupid too. And I'm going to be fucking combative and shit. Because I just don't fucking like people. I'm going to keep it a buck. It is just who I am. But I'll catch you fucking later. See you next time.